This podcast provides a platform that will share many different points of views that should empower you, uplift you, make you want to go out and do right. When you hear the term still a man, say, yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Let's go.
People, welcome to another episode of the Still a Man podcast. Okay, guys, it's been about a week now. On September 10th, a man by the name of Charlie Kirk was murdered by a man named Taylor Robinson. All right, Charlie Kirk, 31 years of age, 2 children, wife, political activist slash podcast host. What else can I say about him? Donald Trump supporter. But we are going to try to dissect the man, his life, let's say how he lived his life as well. So here's what we know. On September 10th, while making a stop for one of his college, for his tour, he was gunned down by Mr. Taylor Robinson. And he was about to answer a question regarding gun violence, and he was saying something about gangs. And
Minister of Conspiracy has joined the meeting.
This individual, when he's talking about gang violence, he's referring to the Black community. And right when he said gangs, he got shot. And that's what brings us up to current day. And just so you guys know, they have captured the alleged shooter. And I said alleged shooter because Mr. Robinson is not cooperating. He's not answering any questions. And even though they got video footage and his father turned him in, he's still not cooperating. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't think that anybody that committed such a heinous act is just going to tell on himself. But I'm going to try to be sincere. I don't think that I believe that because of Charlie Kirk's rhetoric, the Black people really are not concerned about what happened to him. But for some reason, unknown to us, and I'm referring to the Black race, no matter what the situation is, the Black race is always pulled into the situation. So unfortunately, we have the HBCUs that are under attack for reasons unbeknownst to me, because I don't know why they're being attacked. They had nothing to do with his shooting. But we're going to get into it. All right? And I'm just going to tell y'all, our president is not happy. But we're going to get into it. All right, let me hit y'all with the first question. Hope you ladies are in a talking mood because I am going to come to you first. So get ready. We are going to start with Kiana. So Kiana, turn your mic on. Question number 1. According to critics, Charlie Kirk's hateful thoughts, hateful words led to hateful actions. So he is in fact responsible for his own death. So translation, the way he liked to spew hateful things, that's what brought about his hateful ending. Kiana, how you feel about that? Do you agree with them or you disagree with the critics?
The power of life and death resides in the tongue. So, yep.
Ooh. You got more?
That's it.
All right. Patsy, what about you? Do you agree with the critics? Do you believe that his hateful behavior, both his attitude and aptitude brought about his demise?
Well, karma does come around and it can be impeached. The way you live is the way you're gonna die. But you know what? I don't believe in any. Not, I don't think everybody needs to be shot lightning. Just because you're speaking words does not mean that you need to be shot over your opinion and words and stuff. But karma took over and got this shooter in the way, and now it is what it is.
Okay.
That's the gist of it.
All right. Tanya, what do you say? Do you agree with the critics?
I'm going to agree with Kiana when she said the life and death is in the power of the tongue. And I'm also going to say, whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. He spoke of hatred and division and derogatory situations, put it out there against the people. He basically sowed hate, and so hate took him out.
And just so we clear, what people?
Black people, transgender people, women.
All right, because I want y'all to be actual and factual. So if you're gonna say something, make it clear about who we're referring to. And before I go to the gentleman, let me just go ahead and put this disclaimer up there. These are the views of the panel members, and the panel members alone, they no way represent the views of the Still a Man platform. Everybody is open and free to give their opinion.
I just want to add, David, that none of us have the right to take life. God gives life, God takes life. So I don't condone the way that he left, that he was taken out of here, but I also stand by my statements.
Okay, and that's what I want people to do, because this is a non-judging environment. I mean, we're going to agree to disagree. Gentlemen, ladies, wait for there to be a break in the discussion before you give any type of rebuttal or response or statement. We got 12 questions and we on the first, and we have a full panel, so let's just be respectful of everybody's time. Gentlemen, don't hurt him. All right, welcome back, dude. First question, critics state Charlie Kirk's hateful thoughts, hateful words led to hateful actions that brought about his death, and he alone is responsible for his death. What do you say?
Well, that's both yes and no. And I want to give you my example on that one. So time right now, and the time right now to when people got to really watch what they say, because the spirit is back. So when you say something, it's going to come back to you like a boomerang. So that goes for everybody. So he's out there doing what he's doing. So that's why that came around to him. But what he was saying saying is not why he was killed, because people don't really give a shit about that, what he was saying, except the ones that give a shit. And usually it's us and then the LGBT and whatever else. And, people don't give a shit about us or the LGBT. So it's not why he did that. He did that because he spoke his karma upon himself. But if you really want to know who did it definitely it was those people, the same people. Is Gregory on the phone? Is Gregory on here tonight?
Yes, I am.
The same people that did 9/11 did him.
Yes, sir. They trying to stir up that race war everybody wants.
Okay, you got more, dude?
No, that's it. That's it. I don't want to keep everybody too
All
long.
right, Gregory?
I don't think anybody should be slaughtered for their opinions, but when your opinion is pure evil, or you're talking about people should be enslaved and stuff, it's kind of crazy. It looks like a situation of the chickens coming home to roost.
Mm. All right. All right. Let's get your perspective.
I can only agree with everybody. I mean, it's karma coming back, and you do wrong, wrong comes your way. You do bad, bad comes your way. I don't really have much education with this guy because it doesn't affect my lifestyle or my daily living. So I unfortunately don't really give a shit about him, but to know what he is and what he does. But again, this is just karma. And like you said, someone put that person up to this. So
I
this
think
wasn't just
so.
a lone person acting on their own way. Someone put them to that place to fire that shot.
I think so. I think so.
But trust me, that person's gonna die in jail too because they don't want him to come out and
Mm.
he gets that time and he may want to let out his his sources and he's gonna wind up dead. Mark my word on this conversation.
All right, y'all heard it first here on September 16th of 2025. We shall wait and see. Brimage, let's get your views.
I agree exactly with my team.
Okay. Did everybody get a chance to answer the first question? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna answer the question too. Yeah, yeah. Again, like I said before, Charlie Kirk was not on my radar before this situation happened. Someone else brought it to my attention. I don't live my life worrying about what white supremacists have to say.
Timmy has joined the meeting.
I'm totally aware of them because I'm painfully aware of them because they are a big part of our government, and unfortunately, they are affecting the outcome of the world, the decisions that are being made. So, but I don't live my life trying to. I try to limit that negative stuff because I'm trying to protect my own mental health. Timmy, welcome. Thanks for joining us. On first question, I'll give you a chance to answer it. So we are talking about the murder, the life of Charlie Kirk. Depends on which order you got to know him or you was introduced to him. Might have been his life first, might have been the murder first. First question is, according to critics, Charlie Kirk's hateful thoughts, hateful words led to hateful actions. Therefore, he brought about his own death. What do you say? You agree or disagree?
I don't know. And you reap what you sow.
All right. I'm going to stay right with you. I'm going to hit you with question number 2. According to Donald Trump, Charlie Kirk's murderer should be sentenced to death. What do you say? You agree or disagree with the president?
He just want to murder somebody. That's all. He just want to have a murder on his head to say he got away with murder. That's all he talked about. So I think he said if they didn't kill the other, they didn't kill. He didn't ask for death to the person that shot at him. So how you're only saying that because Charlie Kirk was a supporter of you. That's why. But I can't understand why would you want this man to be murdered when you didn't even ask for the person that shot you.
You won't get the death penalty for attempted murder.
Right.
But you will for murdering somebody in cold blood, depending
It
on
all
the state.
depends on which state he's in too.
I don't know. Does the president have that type of influence? Bert, what do you say? Do you agree or disagree with the Donald, do you think that Mr. Robinson should be put to death?
If the state supports the death penalty, yes, he should be executed for executing someone else. I guess eye for an eye. But if they know it's a fact, because some people have been, given the death penalty for crimes they didn't commit. And, now DNA is showing some people have been innocent. And so they know if this is the exact person, they should try him. And if the state supports the death penalty, he should get death. You kill, you should be killed.
Okay. G Money, what you say?
I say I agree with the president because this is an example of fear mongering. And if people keep getting shot trying to make political statements, it's going to be a whole bunch of people scared to make a speech. So it's kind of crazy. We need to nip this in the bud and make an example out of somebody. Because once again, there's been so many political assassinations and assassination attempts. When is it going to be a harsh penalty for this type of behavior?
Yeah. Not just political figures, period. More people are dying other than politics that, I mean, maybe life in
No,
prison
I don't
is,
mean like politics. I mean like people, public speakers is what I meant to say. When you got somebody out there speaking publicly and then they get assassinated, you don't see too many people getting these harsh crime punishments.
Uh-huh.
Somebody should die.
I believe so. I think they should put the death penalty on molesters,
They should
pedophiles.
put the that's too. That's true.
Uh-huh.
Brimage, what's your perspective?
Yeah, I'm agree with Gregory. I think that if they didn't waste any time when crimes like this is committed, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever days following, take their ass right in there and set them on fire or shoot them in the head or give them a needle, kill them immediately. That would let all the other followers know. You want to perpetrate, you want to copy, you want to do something similar, you would think before you do it because your end results are death.
Mr. Clearwater is in a killing mood.
Yeah, but you got thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are on death row. They're supposed to execute them, but they didn't. So
And
they
what does
oh
that tell you? That tell you
you
that it's a
going
crooked
you
business.
going you going to pick it also costs a lot of damn money to kill somebody.
No, it costs more to support them for life in prison.
Especially by the state. If the state is going to kill somebody or the federal is going to kill somebody, it costs them money.
All right.
Ain't that something? There's people that kill for free 99, and then they're gonna make you pay your tax paying dollars to kill somebody.
Dude, what's your perspective? How you feel about this? Do you agree with the president? Should this person be taken out back and shot in the head or put down like an old horse? Or how do you feel about it?
Do I think he should be killed for what he did?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he should be killed for what he did because somebody put that boy up to doing that. Something, whoever's behind him should go to jail and get all that shit he's on. There's no way that nobody can convince me that a 22-year-old boy from 200 yards out with one shot killed that motherfucker. And I'm sorry to say it that way, but I don't know if y'all been in the army or not. I haven't, but I talk to people. I work for a veterans building, and they're all telling me that that's not possible for that boy without proper training to do that from 200 yards out. That's really, really hard. You can't learn that in a week. You can't learn that in a day. You can't learn that in a month. That takes time and strategy for this 22-year-old boy to do that. And if he did do that, he had thorough training for that. Thorough training. That was 200 yards out. One shot with a crowd of people and everything going on, distractions and everything. So no, I don't think he should go to jail for that. But if he's the only lone gunman and he thought about it himself and did it himself, then whatever the law is for that city or state, so it be.
Okay. Duchess, let's get your views.
Yeah, dude, but people, a lot of people thinking they're shop shooters from playing Call of Duty. That's where a lot of people thinking they gun
No, that's
slingers.
not true,
Yeah, but
Timmy.
that's
It
different
is
though.
it's
This is
true,
real life
Timmy.
with
No,
real
he's
guns
telling
though.
you
No,
that.
I'm
with
We're
saying,
getting off
I'm,
calculations,
track. We're getting off track,
So
David.
mathematics.
And
let
both
me
and
let me
both
just
the
let me just bring this back to what we're talking about. So, be it a video game or real life, here's the difference. Someone lost their life, and that's not nothing to play about. Duchess, what do you say?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
The question is, the president said before he found out it was Taylor Robinson, he said, and I repeat, the murderer of Charlie Kirk should be sentenced to death because he's calling for the death penalty. Do you agree or disagree with the president?
Please. I don't agree with anything that man says, and the calls coming from inside the house. I mean,
Edward says join the meeting.
if he's found guilty, I don't believe in a death penalty because there's too many. We know of too many people who have been found guilty and later on have been exonerated. So I don't really believe that he is the person who did it. I think he's a scapegoat, but that's just me.
Okay. Patsy, what do you say? Do you agree with the president? Should young Robinson be put to death?
If he actually did get the training and really did the shooting himself, regardless of whether or not that idea was put into his head to actually do by someone else,
Mm-hmm.
um, it should be proven that there was a second party for that situation for him to do that. First off, and then in either case, him and if there was a secondary person, that person should also be um sentenced to death, and I think they should implement a firing squad for a situation like that.
Woo! That'll
I'm
be
sorry, but that's just my opinion, you know?
no. Y'all in the killing mood tonight. Tanya, what you say? Do you agree with the president? Should young Robinson be given the death penalty?
I don't agree with the president, and I'm gonna tell you why. They bundled this investigation from the beginning. When he got shot, they automatically said it was the left. They they apprehended the wrong person, an older guy, and then they questioned somebody who had clothing that looked like clothing that he had on. Then when they found out who it was, the father turned them in because the father recognized him from the video that they showed. The father they tried to say he was left, and he is nonpartisan. He didn't register as either. He was I don't know what the proper term is for when you don't affiliate with either party, not even an
Liberal.
independent.
Independent.
He didn't even recognize himself as an independent.
So
Um,
we're referring to the shooter.
yes. So his parents are MAGA. He said
Yes,
that
yes.
himself, and the family are big gun owners, and
Aha.
they did a lot of practicing with shooting, and it was his grandfather's gun that he used, and they coming out with this story after the fact of going to the roommate to find out that the person that he was living with was transitioning into a woman. So that's where they got he was radicalized by
They
a
was
trend.
lovers.
So make
Let me finish my statement before I lose track.
yeah.
So the friend had text messages. They're getting their thought process from the text messages that the friend had, that they was texting between one another.
Don't pull
Now,
no punches. Call it for what they said. They said that was his mate.
his
So
lover. Yeah,
refer to him as that.
they said that was his lover. Now, if you go back and you look at some of the things that Charlie Kirk said, he said, "I think it's worth to have some gun death every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment." So I also agree with someone saying that he was a patsy, because they automatically politicized this from the beginning to make it left versus right. Then they going on saying that the left is at war with us, and we're at war, and we're at war. And I do believe that this young man was he was a sacrifice for the cause, because that's what Trump wants. He wants, and they gave him, when on his arraignment, they asked for the death penalty. And the death penalty, if convicted of it, is by firing squad.
Oh, wow.
And so I think that this is what they set in motion to keep people from speaking out, to be scared to say anything against Trump, because they say they for free speech, but people are losing their jobs and everything for saying anything about Charlie Kirk, about the things that he said that came out of his own mouth. People are losing their jobs and getting fired and stuff like that. From
Now,
the
can I rebuttal?
Nope.
No.
Let her finish.
From the administration. And so they're trying to clamp down on our free speech, and they're trying to set the tone. So if when it comes to coming down hard on the left, because they investigate and what is that, left wing affiliations, groups. They're speaking for the people. They're doing investigations on them. So when people they want to set a precedent of when you get accused of murder and you get the death penalty, this is what's going to become normalized. Just like he's trying to normalize putting the troops in the street.
Okay.
For martial law.
Pause. Gregory, miniskirt version.
So with the government, no matter left or right, they're working the same goddamn bird. And when the COVID thing happened, people were losing their jobs and stuff too, but it was these people that were speaking out against the system, which was mainly left wing. But when you know that this is a staged event and there's a fall guy, so what if the fall guy has to be the person to make an example out of? Because otherwise, they're gonna keep staging these events and trying to get people to go against each other. They always want us to go against each other. Either it's left or right, black or white, gay or straight. Is craziness.
Okay. Tanya, finish up, and then I'm gonna go to Sean.
Okay, so speaking of going against one another, they are already doing that. They are already staging these coups inside their cities while putting ICE and causing chaos to try to gain a reaction out of the people, for the people to cause chaos. So everything that they're doing, they're trying to pit the people against one another to cause chaos in the streets so that they can militarize everything and bring in martial law. They're trying to cause a civil war because they keep saying they want to go back to the Civil War so that they can go be back in power and have the power and the money.
Okay. Now stop right there, because we're gonna get into that later in this discussion. Sean, we are on question number 2. Welcome. So, according to Donald Trump, the murderer of Charlie Kirk should be sentenced to death. Do you agree or disagree with the president?
I disagree with him. I'm not for capital punishment, number one. Um, the reason why I'm not for capital punishment is because I feel that people that commit certain crimes ought to live with what it is that they did,
Mm,
or uh, seal their fate in incarceration, and whatever happens behind those walls to them, I'm okay with that. But as far as the government actually killing someone, no, I'm not with that.
okay. All right. I'm gonna hit you with question number 3. Um, do you think that President Donald Trump's rhetoric promotes violence?
Um, Violence, discord. Well, yes, I do. Um, he he speaks to get people's reaction in a negative light. Positive for him, but negative across the board for us amongst as brothers and sisters.
Okay. Dude, what do you say?
Well, everything he speaks is to incite somebody or some group. He don't speak without doing that. So it's purposely done. It's not just us all the time. It's just different people, but that's his main job, to excite somebody because he wants to steal that energy. So let's mess with the Mexicans today. Oh, let's mess with the niggas today. Let's mess with the Guatemalans today. Every day there's something different. He does it purposely.
Okay. Gregory?
Um, just like I just said a couple of seconds ago, everything is designed to turn you against each other. Even this whole don't blame Donald Trump this, blame Donald Trump that. And this shit has nothing to do with him. It's the powers that be turning our country upside down. And once you get the citizens to go against the person that's supposed to be authority, it's like, oh, we're in a chaotic world right now. It's craziness.
Okay. Timmy, what do you say?
Repeat the question.
Do you believe that President Donald Trump's rhetoric promotes violence? So the things he say, does it incite people?
100%. It does. And he knows what he's doing. He knows the little codes that he says, just like he said on the insurrection, you know, and Giuliani, so, but as it's evident to see that everybody that stuck their neck out for him has, went down, lost their licenses, you know, and shambles in their life, so now Rudy is a drunk. He's a natural born drunk now because of what Donald put him through.
Mm. Okay. Robert, what do you say?
Chaos, ruckus. That's what he's there to cause. It is all for the higher being. The reason why he's there in the White House. He confused you guys, make a lot of noise, you know, just chaos and ruckus. And he's building power and wealth.
Okay. Bert, does President Trump's rhetoric incite people, promote violence?
Yeah, I believe he definitely is insightful. Is he inciting violence? I don't know. He's inciting anarchy, revolution. Cannot be televised.
Oh, it's gonna be televised. He like being on TV and everything
Ah,
else.
right.
Patsy, what do you say?
Um, yeah, it does incite chaos, violence, um, rhetoric. I'm not quite sure in this instance. He might have he didn't. I don't think he specifically incited this situation, but he does do it a lot with many different situations.
Okay. Duchess, what do you say?
The question is does he incite violence? Yes, he does. Yes, absolutely. He's even said, oh, when police arrest people, you could be running people up. And so, of course, he's a insider of violence.
I mean, our president does not have a filter. He does not mix words. So if he said it, he meant it. Hold on, Rob. Tanya, let's get your perspective. Does President Trump promote violence? His rhetoric promotes violence?
Yes, and I'm going to say he did incite this situation with Charlie Kirk. He incited this situation by way of Charlie Kirk by his rhetoric and his derogatory statements, his divisionism, his hatred towards women, his everything that Charlie Kirk was speaking on. It was like Donald Trump was speaking through him. So yes, he incites violence and he incites division and he dehumanizes people. He has whatever he's saying is like dog whistles to the people that bankroll him. That he's the puppeteer of, that he's their puppet. So he incites the violence. He's being used as a puppet. He's the face, and he's inciting other people to be ugly. He dehumanizes people so that when there is chaos going on, anarchy, as Bird said, when it comes to the people that he's causing rhetoric against, they don't look at us like human beings, like the founders, the invaders of this country, dehumanized. So that's his goal. That's his purpose.
I'm gonna answer this one, and this is not gonna be a popular. This might incite a few people, but I beg to differ. I don't think that Donald Trump is twisting any of these damn demons' arms. I think they already feel this way, they believe this way. So it's just that's why they follow him. That's why he has that cult-like following, because these people are already believers of that lifestyle, that mindset. Donald Trump is just saying the things that they don't have the platform to say, or they don't have the guts to say out public without running and hiding. Those people that throw stones and then hide their hands. I believe that's who Charlie Kirk was. I don't think that Donald Trump coerced him. I don't think he brainwashed him. I think Charlie was homegrown. This is how he was before he even took national stage. He was prime, he was ready to go by the time we as a nation got introduced to him. He was ready. He was ready for the camp.
But that's still inciting. That's still the definition of inciting. You don't have to twist nobody's arm. You just give them the green light.
But they make the choice, though. They make the
Well,
choice.
Everybody makes a choice.
they already turned in their hoods for their
he
Hey,
had a
can
suits
better.
and
can
They
I
degrees
just
and
already was
backs.
ready. They just waved he just waved the white flag like they do at NASCAR for them to start the race. So
Okay.
I
so
I have
so
a
when
better
you
word for him.
go
He's
ahead,
Right.
more.
Sean.
He's more of empowering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm glad that y'all saying all this because what I wanted to say that escaped my thought process is that Donald Trump is a mirror.
Aha.
He's a
Hmm.
mirror to what he's showing a mirror to who and what America is and was from the beginning.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. And
That's why
that's
he's in.
why they love him.
You
they're
know what's
American.
crazy? I hate to play devil's advocate, but when Obama became president, there was a lot of black people that felt like things was gonna change and they can do this and do that. So I can see the racist people acting like
To do what? What, Gregory? You need to
But
elaborate on
yeah,
your thoughts.
right.
there was people that thought when Obama became president, everything was gonna change for the better for black people. And then Obama said, I'm not doing anything to change for black. That's just craziness, pure.
Well, he didn't have the
But
support
how
of
is that
the.
racist though?
But how is that racist, and how is that making people
No,
turn
I'm
against
not
other
saying
people?
black people, we could never be racist anyways. We can be prejudiced, but I'm saying in comparison to when he became our first black president, it was a lot. And then the way that they paint Donald Trump out to be their first KKK president. Why wouldn't these people be acting like, yeah, we're gonna go crazy? That is what I'm saying.
He's
In
not.
comparison.
No, he's not your first
He's not.
KKK
He's
president,
not.
but he is the one that
I'm saying the
has
way the media
he
paints the
he
dude.
he is the one that has given everyone a platform because
That's right.
before you didn't hear you knew all this stuff was, but we didn't hear or see it. They weren't as blatant with it.
It wasn't coming from the so-called chief in command.
Yeah. These
Mm-hmm.
are these are
Mm-hmm.
just some self-righteous right wings, or they're just a bunch of pompous individuals. You can just those are some nice words.
They've
There
always been
too.
this way. They just
Yes,
now have
yes,
a voice.
yes. They're not afraid to don their hoods and wear them with pride out in public now. They're not hiding. You know what?
That's
I
what it
think
is.
Exactly what I was trying to say, Uncle D.
well, it's been said. So let's move on to the next question. And this goes back to Mr. Charlie Kirk. Kiana, I'm gonna hit you with this one first. Uh, was Charlie Kirk a freedom fighter
Hmm.
or
No, the people he's inciting or he was pushing? Where was their freedom ever taken? What were they ever excluded from?
hmm,
The only thing that was excluding from is so-called losing their place in the world. But if you're a mediocre person and you can't compete, you need to lose your place in the world.
uh-huh. And the second part of that was, so I'm just gonna give you the whole thing. It was Charlie Kirk a freedom fighter or a devoted Donald Trump defender? And I think we established that.
He
But go
was a bigot and a racist.
ahead. Ooh, I'm a fighting words. You got more?
This is a family program. No, I don't.
No, 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 no. This is for the grown and sexy. The babies ain't got no business watching unless their mamas let them watch it and the daddies. So go ahead and speak your mind. That's
I
what you're
mean,
not gonna
any
do.
person who would outwardly say that they would make their child who was raped have a baby,
Yes.
you're a disgusting human being.
Tell the truth, shame the devil. That's what we're not gonna do tonight. We ain't gonna bite our tongues and stuff because in the spirit of Charlie Kirk, we gonna speak our mind because that's what he did. You got more, or should I move on?
So you think that it's okay because of your quote unquote Christian values to mentally harm your child as well as physically? Disgusting. No, I have nothing else to say.
Patsy,
Um, he was both a devoted Trump adversary. He devoured hatred and whatever in his speeches and stuff. And how could you be a Christian talking about your children being raped and having babies because of that rape? No, that's not Christian like. That's not loving your neighbor. How you gonna like incite hate, race based hatred towards others, whether it's white on black or against Jewish, against whatever culture that's non-white. That's not loving your neighbor. All our neighbors all over the place, and we're all from all different parts of the world. So, and you're not really preaching what Jesus preached. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tanya, what do you say, beloved? Was Charlie Kirk a freedom fighter or a staunch defender of Donald Trump?
He was a staunch defender of Donald Trump. And I agree with what Kiana said.
Okay. That was easy.
And I want to add, how can he be a freedom fighter when he spewed so much hatred? I mean, he said the civil rights of the 1960s, the Civil Rights Act of the 1960s was a mistake.
According to who?
To him,
according to him.
According to them.
Well, yeah, them. And that MLK was awful. He was not a good person.
Oh, we're going to get into that. You got more?
No. That's enough for now.
Dude, it's on you.
Now, do I think he was a Trump follower? Did he follow Trump? No, I don't think so. But I think he was using Trump to get to where he wanted to go. And because of Trump, Trump allowed him and his people to come out the closet. So now that they can come out the closet because of Trump allowed them out, Trump was to them because he was at every college, getting into every one of those white middle kids' minds. He was winning them over. He had the next level. Remember, he's only 31, so he can't be president yet. What is it, 35? So he was grooming him. By the time he got 35, he would have been the president, one of the youngest presidents. And so all Trump allowed him to do was to be who he wanted to be and do what he wanted to do. And now that Trump liked him, he's like a bully with the bully behind his back. So you know he's gonna be like, oh, he really got cocky after Trump came out.
Okay.
But yeah, that's when he started that turning point situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they still trying to keep that running.
The turning point. You got more, dude?
No, that's it.
Timmy, go ahead and give us your views. Was Mr. Kirk a freedom fighter or a Donald Trump defender?
Who gives a fuck about a CK?
Tell him how you really feel.
What the hell did he do? He ain't did shit for nobody, for them fucking self. That's all he done. So, as dude said, or other people on the panel, he liked it, Donald Trump liked him. They both have the same mind state. Think about self. It doesn't matter who we step on or hurt to get where we need to be, where we want to be, or make a mark, or make a mark in history to be talked about.
Okay, Robert, what do you say?
Listen, I already done tucked it away. Kiana got it all. She said it all. And then dude came in, and I'm tend to agree with him. And listen, my team said it.
All right. So let it be known, Mr. Clearwater agrees with the views of the panel. All right, that's easy. Bird, what you say?
I don't really know much about this guy again, but I don't know what freedom he was fighting for, so I definitely can see him being a follower of Trump. And like dude said, he might have been being groomed to be the next president.
That's what they said. That's a fun fact. That's what they said. He was on the fast track to becoming the next president of the United States of America.
Can I add another fun fact on that? That the streets are saying that look, the streets are saying of Washington are saying that he was the real press press secretary, and Caroline Lovett was just a face out there, but he was the real one that was giving out what was really going on with the administration.
Don't
And
doubt.
and I want to also add to the conspiracy that he was, like I said before, a sacrificial lamb, because when he started talking about the Epstein files coming out, Donald Trump didn't like that, and he put a call into him and told him to zip it, and he shut it down.
Okay. So that's a good segue to the Minister of Conspiracy. Tell us how you feel, G.
Once again, I don't think this has anything to do with Trump, but Trump is the turning point in time. If you ever see some like glimpses of time travel and all that stuff, they have certain periods like Gettysburg and the what's the name, JFK assassination, where these crazy events end up happening after. So you got Trump over there basically bringing these people back to their ancestors, like us, the Great Awakening. Our people, who do you think was waking up? Our people. So you got these people going back to their ancestral roots. They came wielding the goddamn Bible and killing and raping people. He's just going back to what he really is.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna answer this one. Freedom fighter, yes, was fighting for the freedom of his people, the freedom of white supremacists, white supremacy. That's what he was fighting for. Was he an avid Trump supporter and defender? Yes, because anybody's going to defend those people that make it possible for them to live the type of life that they're growing accustomed to, free of any consequences. Well, we can't really say that. Correction, he found out the hard way. There are consequences. But hold on, guys, because there's more. Let me go ahead and pay these bills. Okay. This show, like all the other shows, is sponsored by EmporiumPlus.org. EmporiumPlus.org is your online store, and it is a one-stop shop. If you can't find what you're looking for in this store, then you are not shopping in the right store. Brimage, tell them what type of brands they can find in said store.
Well, you guys can find fashions in all brands. You will find Envy Forever, SOS Support Our Sisters, U-Serum, Still a Man, Adopt a Parish Ladies First, some merch at EmporiumPlus.org. And for you people that have been sticking with us, hanging in there, we told you we had you covered. We dropped some videos, more to come. Keep supporting us. For those who haven't subscribed, subscribe. The ones that have subscribed, hit the like button, spam a comment. And those that haven't, use your friend's phone or computer and double up on it. We appreciate you.
Yes, yes. All right, stay right there, Mr. Brimage. I'm gonna hit you with this one. And everybody, please put your listening ears on. Turn up the volume so you can hear this, because this is a long one. All right. Question number 6. Which of the following terms best describes Charlie Kirk's character? A hate monger, a radical, a racist, a hate monger, or a repugnant Republican? Robert, what do you say?
Maybe all of the above. Mix it in a bowl of, bowl with milk. And what do you find yourself? I don't want to sound prejudiced, but I'm going to tell you, he's probably all of the above, maybe 2 or 1 less. But I'm going to say majority of that list. That's what he represents.
Okay, that's fair. Timmy, what do you say? All right. Dude, what do you say?
All the above.
Well, you going, Tim? Who's that? Who's
Yeah,
going?
it's Timmy. Go ahead, Timmy.
I said all the above.
All right, dude, it's on you.
Anytime you have a man say to you that if I'm getting on the airplane and I notice that the pilot is black, I want to know if he's competent or not. So that lets you know if a man like that ever became in charge, what jobs only black people will be allowed to have. I'm just talking about us. I'm not talking about the Mexicans and nobody else. It could be worse for them or whatever else. But I'm just saying that's just the mentality they got there. So it has to be all of the above and plus more. Because he woulda, if he became president, he woulda started a purge. Because you got to keep that Second Amendment going.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
G, what you say?
Oh, I agree with everything, but I'm gonna take the Republican thing out because once again, I don't even understand how y'all could possibly really think that these people were MAGA followers and the guy's father ended up turning them in. Like, why would he do that? That
Because
just
there's no honor among thieves. That's why.
no, it just doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that in due time. Bird, what do
He
you
didn't
say?
want to be a part of that nonsense either. He didn't want to be caught up, catching charges for Harvard. That's what
Nothing
it
if
would
we're
have happened.
KKK members, I'll be goddamn proud of my son that he went out there and did that.
Bird, what do you say?
I agree with everybody. He's all of the above.
Okay. Sean, what about you?
I'm with the panel. I like Dude's take on it. Um, it's way deeper than all of the things that he's listed as. Like he was really going to be. If we look at the colleges that he's been, I'll say it like this, and maybe to make my point. He was behind the scenes one of the sole reasons why Donald Trump got back into office because of the movement that he created and the uprising of young people like him that are speaking out and standing up and believe his thoughts. That they believe what he says, how he speaks, this, that, and the other, and what's so crazy about it is they didn't look at what he was saying as being hateful, racist, bigotry, or anything like that. They look at him as a debater that he had an opinion and that people hated him for his opinions. Not realizing that he was saying things that sounded like his forefathers 400 years ago.
And let's just so we clear too about those forefathers, we're referring to the forefathers that supposedly colonized America and was responsible for the Constitution. Those murderers, those thieves, those rapists, and we can
And what
We
they do it
talking
under?
about for the world.
How they do it, Dave? How they do it? What they do it under?
they
Gregory,
did
tell them what they use. How they put us in slavery and do what they did to us. What they use, Gregory?
Kindness.
They
no.
use that cross.
They use religion.
Mm-hmm.
But they did it though.
Kindness and religion.
But they did it. Well, like other holy crusaders, they claim that they're doing it for God. But I think they're not talking about our God, the highest. They're talking about, I believe that devil. That's their God. Go ahead, Sean.
No, that was it.
My
Okay,
bad, Sean. I thought it was done already. My
No, no,
bad,
no.
Sean.
I was.
ladies.
But hold on. Can I piggyback on what Sean was saying real quick?
Yep,
Now,
yep.
so if that guy was still, if he was still around, thank the Most High took him. If he was still around, imagine how Trump followers are. His followers have been worse than Trump followers.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Can I speak to what dude just said?
Yes, yes, yes.
Here's what we better understand. Here's what we better realize and understand. We're sitting here and because right now Trump is the face of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But Trump only has 3 more years.
That's
Everything
right.
that Trump is lining up is for the future. That's 50 to 60 to almost 100 years down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we don't realize. We think that, Trump only got 3 more years and, whoever the next president comes. No, because the next president that comes in might not be somebody that's even on our side. And like
Mm-hmm.
they're taking over everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you see it all coming out, even with the mayor of Utah. Did you hear what he said? Are you
Yes,
kidding me?
man.
It's
Yes,
everybody.
man.
You don't never know who's who. You're right. You don't never know what you're
Yep.
getting next.
Yep.
Okay, ladies, thank you for waiting patiently. Uh, Duchess, you still with us?
Yes.
All right, beloved. What do you think he is? So again,
I
which
think he's all of the above minus the Republicans because the Republican Party has changed into a cult
mm-hmm.
and is no longer the Republican Party. They're under the quote unquote guise of the Republican Party, but the Republican Party is supposed to be small government. Now they want the government in all your business. So that is a fundamental opposite philosophy. So they're no longer Republicans. That's it.
Third world government.
It's
That's what
it's
You get
it's
it?
it's, it's like fucking the damn Edgar J. Hoover.
mm-hmm.
He was doing all that, putting tab on everybody. He wanted to know everybody's business, and if he didn't have a tab on you, he'd make sure that he had
That's the
something
FBI.
on you.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's let these ladies get their say, gentlemen. Patsy, you with us?
Yep.
What's your views? Which of those terms best describe Mr.
I
Kirk?
think all of them, I'm not sure about the Republican part of it, but everything else is exactly what he is.
Okay. All right. Mm. Tanya, what do you
Yep.
say?
I'm going to say he's all the above, including the Republican part of it, because Kiana said that they're a cult. Charlie Kirk is a cult. He was being groomed to be the leader of the cult.
Homegrown.
And then I think that we all need to realize that we're looking at the faces of the man when this is really a battle of good and evil. We're battling against wickedness from from spiritual wickedness from high places.
Mm-hmm.
We have to remember that the enemy was down here sowing his seed and all of this, and he comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and that's exactly what's happening right now. But
Well,
we need to realize that God is in control of everything. And so the things that when the Israelites took their eyes off the Lord and all the chaos and stuff that went on, the wars and things that came across to them, they went into devastation. So we need to keep our eyes on the Father above, keep our relationship intact so that we can know when to move.
Johnny, stay right there because I'm gonna hit you with the next question. Okay. According to Charlie Kirk, systemic racism does not exist. This is yet another ploy of the black race because they are unwilling to acknowledge their inferiorities. Hey, the audacity. What do you say?
Repeat that question again for me. I gotta intake that.
So, according to Charlie Kirk, systemic racism does not exist. This is yet another ploy of the black race because they are unwilling to acknowledge their inferiorities.
Oh, David, what do you want me to say about that? Do I agree or disagree?
I want you to speak your mind. How does that make you feel?
Like I said, this is a battle of good versus evil. They've always thought that they was higher than the superior to us, and the only thing that we are in relationship, we were created by God, and so the only person that we're inferior to is him, but he sent his son so we could be in relationship with him, so we could be on the same plane as him. I'm at a loss of words. I can't even get my thoughts together to respond to that.
Okay. All right. Patsy, what do you say?
Go to somebody else and come back.
Patsy, Charlie Kirk said that systemic racism does not exist. This is yet a ploy of the black race because they're unwilling to acknowledge their inferiorities.
Well, that goes to show you he thinks anyone else that is not white is a second-class citizen or lesser than that. And even if if you're not a man, then you're just as much of a second-class citizen or less than that as well. You know, it's just not about the race, it's about sexism as well as the racism. So, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Duchess, what do you say?
If there was no systematic racism, then these motherfuckers wouldn't have to erase the lines every time to create a new something. Like, you know, college used to be free. But when black people started going to college, now there's a fee. That's an obstacle. So again, if you're so superior, then you don't have to throw booby traps for other people to get caught up.
Because that's just another way of them to, another tactic that allows them to whitewash all the accomplishments of the black race.
What accomplishments do they have? They steal.
Well, I was referring to them trying to wipe away all of our accomplishments.
Oh, of course, because they have nothing to build themselves up. They steal, they omit, they lie, they kill.
Okay, what does the Bible say about that? People who kill, steal, and destroy. What are they?
They are the enemy.
Thank you.
They are
no, not enemies. She said it right. Devils.
Kiana, you got more?
No, I don't have anything else to say about devils.
Okay, Brimage, are you still with us?
Try to be.
All right, let's get your perspective. How you feel about that? Charlie said racism, systemic racism does not exist. This is a figment of our imagination, basically. Because we're just unwilling to admit that they are superior to us in every way. Basically, that's what he's saying.
Institutional racism.
Systemic. Oh yes, it's one and the same. It's one and the same.
I think that if it's not, then give me equally everything the rich people have. Put all of us people in this world on even playing field. Give us all the same amount of money, the same luxury in our homes, driving away in our cars, flying jets, sitting in White Houses, making decisions for our country. We're on equal grounds, then I'll say, yeah, we're bugging. Nothing that's going on in this world. But we're not, and I don't think we'll never get that chance to see that day.
Oh, that'll be just too easy.
Mm-hmm. Timmy, what do you say?
The crumbs.
Daddy, I got.
Tim?
I think that is a bunch of bullshit because
hot.
if you're trying not to acknowledge that there is. Now, I was listening to Captain Tazariak last night, and he said there's no such thing. Just like this, that's what made me bring it up because he said there's no such thing as black on black crimes. And it sounds just like what this fool is saying there's no uh, cinematic racism. Yes, there is. It is proven fact. What you try to do is mask the just like they were saying about when the entertainers, rappers were saying where they came from, how rugged it was, and how uh the poverty was stricken, and and they were saying, no, that can't be true. And then when they started going in and seeing it for themselves, they say, oh no, this stuff is really happening. But it's only until they actually show it, then they start to believe that is really happening. But what he's doing, he's really just trying to pull the wool over people's eyes to have them follow him blindly.
Okay.
Can I interject?
Yep, and then dude.
There is no such thing as black on black crime. Crime is crime. We don't ever hear people saying, "Oh, that's Asian on Asian crime. That's that's Latino on Latino crime." It's a dog whistle.
Mm-hmm.
And you are going to have more crime in impoverished areas, and
That's
the people
me.
who are in impoverished areas are people of color.
Okay.
Very good. Yep.
Dude.
The rat race.
What do you say, dude?
Well, everybody has some good answers. I forgot what the question was.
So again, let me refresh your memory. According to Charlie Kirk, systemic racism does not exist. This is yet another ploy of the black race because they are simply unwilling to admit that they are inferior.
Well, that's like, how can I say it? Ugh. That's like me going to Michael Jordan and telling Michael Jordan I am better than him, and Michael Jordan believes it. So, and you understand what I'm trying to say? But this is 2025, so now if I go to Michael Jordan and say, you know what, I'm still better than you, he gonna look at me like, little nigga, get out of here. And that's why they're mad. They're mad because we don't fall for the shit no more. We're not having the shit no more. They're trying to use them book out. And if this was the 50s, the 60s, maybe even the 80s, they would have been doing this shit. We would have probably been like, oh no, don't mess with us. You know why you messing with us? But now it's like, nigga, I wish you would. Fuck around and find out. And these people really believe that their minds are delusional. They really believe that they can take us on. They really do. Some of them do, but the ones who really know what's going on with us, they know they can't. But the ones who don't, they really think they can take us. They really think they can put us back into slavery. They really think that we're gonna shut up and do what they say. They really think there's no way of going back. They must not understand what we've really been through, because we know that we're not ever going back there. And we know that the Most High is rolling with us. So that's over anyway. So I just laugh at that. But yeah, this guy's crazy. Like I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad he got taken out. Whoever did it, I'm glad he did it, because I know the Most High's hand was involved. Why would you say the Most High's hand? Anybody that goes against his people, the Most High's hands involved. That's why anytime you hear these people talk about us in this funny way, and in certain ways, it's gonna happen to him, and it's been happening. He's not the only one that's happened to, but this one has been live on TV in front of everybody.
Publicized.
Oh yeah, they gotta keep. They know what's coming from. That's why they're tentative with us. That's why they don't rush us, because they know the Most High's coming back with us, and they don't know when he's gonna strike. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be now. They don't know. That's why the spirit's back here. That's why they don't know what to do with us. That's why everybody's been trying to steal out. And everybody hates us. And how you know everybody hates you? Because the Bible tells us everybody hates us. And even with the election, everybody voted against their own best interest to vote against us. And now everybody's going through their problems, and they trying to drag us into it. We're not paying no mind to it. We're not. Why? Because this is what we've been. This is comfortable to us. This shit, we've been going through this all along. When it's too quiet and peaceful, that's when we get nervous. But this shit is natural. This is new to us. We can take pressure. Nobody else in this world, nobody, not no other, nobody. I'm sorry, nobody can take the pressure that we take. We can still party with all the shit they done to us. We can still create with all the shit that's been done to us. No, look at the little bit of they going through now. They be on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. They're snapping over what losing.
They are
You
going
know,
crazy. They crash out videos.
and we're looking at that. We've been doing that since we were shit. Since you know what I'm saying? That's nothing to us. Even with the black and the white farmers, the black farmers are good. The white farmers are like, well, we need help over here. How come y'all ain't asking for help? Because we never got it.
Okay. Sean, what you say?
Question again, please.
According to Charlie Kirk, systemic racism does not exist. This is yet another ploy of the black race because they are simply unwilling to admit that the white race is inferior. Excuse me, superior. And we are the ones that are inferior.
Just another ploy to get he was a conservative, correct? So just another ploy to get that base up in political arms, so that they can. He was literally taking Trump's words on his hat, "Make America Great Again." He's trying to make it what it was. And off of what Dude said, they're realizing that they're not their ancestors and we're not our ancestors.
Okay. G, what you say?
It's the same story over and over and over again. The imposter in the promised land. God promised some land, invaders came, and then you know what they did? They pretended they were the people of the promised land. And then you know what happened? They ended up fighting each other. Then they decided they was gonna find a new world. And they promised the land to people over there that was gonna land over there. And you know what they did? They took the identity of the people that was actually there and made it seem like, hey, this is our country. And this country was built by white people. And we promised these black people land. It's just craziness, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold that thought. Bert, are you still with us? Okay, I think we might have lost Bert. Robert?
All right. What's the question? Or should I say, what do you want me to say to this? Because Jesus has my tongue moving in another way.
Well, you do with the Lord.
For the
has
Lord
told you to
told
do.
tell you guys, this all in front of us could be no other than the Antichrist
Ooh.
situation right here. She orchestrated the threat, allegedly speaking. Excuse me, Jesus. He orchestrated once again a beautiful outing, a masterpiece. There was a threat. He considered this person to be a threat because if he was talking about the Epstein files and he was the next one coming in line for the president and he silenced him, and somehow this shooter popped out of nowhere, killed this person. Father turns him in. This all could be all in on it together. The father could be in on it, they paid him off. The father could be the next one up in line. This the son that killed this person could have been the next one in line, like Charlie over here, whatever this dude's name we're talking about. He it all could be the same people backing them, and I don't want to say it could be the Antichrist.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right, so guys, we are about to go to the speed round of this show. All right, so keep your questions within the 60-second frame. Translation. Let's get the mini skirt versions of these answers. All right. Okay. Let's see. Kiana, is white fear halting gun reform discussions?
There's no white fear. These people play with bears.
Hell yeah.
They run with bobcat. They run
In
through
the
the mountains
freezing
where
cold.
bobcats are. They wear shorts in
In the
negative
winter.
weather.
I just
So
took a video of somebody today on the beach.
I just told you. Go ahead, Kiana.
so they don't have fear. That's a fallacy to not do anything, to also get paid by the NRA and line their pockets and continue to get rich. So that's a made up that's a made up thing, but it's also a good tactic to scream that the boogeyman's in the corner. So everybody's spending money on guns. Everybody's spending money on ammunition. Another thing to get these companies rich and create that there's some fear outside when I told you that the call is coming from inside the house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The killer is white.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And just so you know, that really is a term, but they refer to it as the black boogeyman. That's what they're referring to it as. Mm. Patsy.
Well, with them, it's any other. Could be the right now it's the Hispanics are taking our jobs and they're coming over the border with cases and cases of cocaine and fentanyl and blah blah blah.
They really are though.
Oh, Gregory, Patsy, it's on you.
So are the Chinese, but we ain't
Yes,
saying nothing
yes,
about
they
them.
really are. Them people are in cahoots with them. That's their radical brothers.
Patsy, you
One
got
and
the
the
floor.
same.
Patsy got the floor.
Yeah, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Is white fear halting gun reform discussions?
Oh, hell no, they're just choosing not to discuss it.
Oh, that was simple. Tanya, what do you say?
I say green fear is halting gun reform discussions.
Elaborate.
I mean, them losing the green and the power. That's like
money, money, money.
Kiana hit it. It's all about the dollar bill. They're afraid of losing that. If they lose the green, they lose their power. That's what they think.
Oh yeah, the wealthy white man club is not going to allow that to take place. G, what do you say?
The fact is, guns are being made, and Soon as America comes out to the world and says, hey, we reformed guns and we collected all the guns and our citizens are no longer have guns, it leaves us looking like a vulnerable target to all these people that are already aimed at us because we have armies over there in their country anyways and we're controlling shit.
Okay. Timmy, son, you is White Fear halting gun reform discussions?
Hell no. It ain't halting these damn things. Long as the money keep coming for the NRA, long as the money keep coming in, guns are going to keep getting made. Now, let's not forget the guns that they collect from the streets. They're taking those guns and put them all in the fucking box and send them overseas some fucking where. That's exactly what they do.
Or they put them on a train and then they have people recollect them again. And then they go pick them up and run the same cycle over and over.
Yep, that too. That too. But it's all about the money for sure.
Okay. Robert, what do you say?
About the money.
Okay. Sean?
Earn money. It is more about power.
Mm-hmm.
It's more about power, and them being the higher hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Got more?
I mean,
Hold on.
go ahead, Sean.
No, I'm good.
Tanya, pause 1 second. Let Dude
Okay.
answer and then you come right back. Go ahead,
Okay.
Dude.
Give me the question one more time.
Is White Fear halting gun reform discussions?
Well, I know the one thing they are afraid of and why they want their guns so much, because they're not going to give up the guns, is they're afraid of what we're becoming. They're very afraid of what they're and because they know once we become what we're made to become, that they lost power. And then, like I said, it's all about them keeping power. They'll give you all the fucking money if they can keep the power. The money don't mean shit to them. It's the power. Because there's no way in this lifetime that they want to live with us equal to them or above them. There's no way. They can't live with that. They can't live with that. You see them snapping. They're not made for hard times. They're not made for that. They're snapping right now.
They're
They're
scared of
snapping.
karmic law, big
Yes.
dog. They don't want
There you go.
there to
I'm
be
not.
any form of karma to come their way as soon as we
Yes.
get on equal grounds.
Yes. And I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible without going too deep about it. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, you know what I'm trying to say. That's what it is. They're afraid of what we're becoming. They're afraid of what, because once we become what we become, they know they lost power, and that's their worst fear, losing power.
Okay.
That's it.
Tanya, your rebuttal?
It's not a rebuttal. They pretty much hit on it because I was gonna say, in the words of Charlie Kirk, we need armed militias to prevent the diminishing and decreasing of white demographics, which means the power.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep it there. Keep it moving. 60 seconds, people. This is the next question. Tanya, I'm gonna stay with you. Was you surprised to learn that Charlie Kirk was shot and killed by a white supremacist, aka one of his own?
No, because I wasn't surprised because they're the right is the major side that one of their own, as you say, are the major ones who are leading and those type of deaths. I got a statistic up on my TV right now because I kind of figured this question was going to come up. From 20, this is by the U.S. Department of Perpetrator Affiliation. From 2013 to 2022, right-wing extremists are responsible for the great majority of extremist-related murders over the last decade. We're talking 444 total deaths that they've been responsible for.
Okay. Patsy, what do you say?
For a second.
No worry, I'll come back. Key, what about you, Duchess? Was you shocked to learn that Charlie was shot and killed by a white supremacist, one of his own?
No, I mean we're not known to go and be marksmen because we get hate every day. Not that we're desensitized, but like we're not going. You have to come to us for us to harm you. We're not really going to you to harm you.
Okay.
So if you say it in my face, you'll get your ass kicked. But if you say it in your house across the street, I ain't coming into your house unless you invite me in. Your ass in your house.
Robert, what do you say? Was you surprised to learn that Charlie Kirk was killed by a white supremacist?
No, because if that conspiracy continues to go on, allegedly speaking, I mean, you got rid of two of the people you don't have to worry about no more. This person killed this person that knew a little bit too much, and you're gonna put this person to get shot to death or the death penalty. So you got rid of this person. Nobody don't know too much more. You got one more person to get rid of, and that's the father.
All right. Timmy, what do you say? 60 seconds.
What was the question?
Was you shocked to learn that Charlie Kirk was killed by a white supremacist, one of his own?
I didn't know who the hell that clown was. And like I said before, I didn't give a fuck about him. And the one that killed him, hey, good for you. You might have saved the country.
Oh, okay. G, what you say?
Can I get the question again?
Was you shocked to learn that Charlie Kirk was killed by a white supremacist, one of his own?
Once again, when you have the world being set up as a stage, and I don't mean that this event is fake, but there are people that are plotting stuff, but you should look at their parents, because once again, we don't know too much about the parents, right? But we're saying that they're either MAGA supporters or Republicans, and you have one parent that supported their son to go out in public and say a whole bunch of racial bullshit, and then you have the other parents that allowed their son to get on a roof and snipe somebody. You get what I'm saying? So it's just craziness. When you're thinking about these people setting up these events, and then you get chaos from the outside world, and you got people blaming the left wing, the right wing, oh, white people, black people, and then they're comparing what this dude just did to the guy that stabbed the lady on the train or the bus or whatever. So it's crazy that we have these type of times going on, and you see these people trying to force everybody against each other in some way or another. We want the men to be against the women to be against the men. What is it called? What is that letter called? The Jim Crow letter, I believe.
The Willie Lynch letter is what you.
Willie Lynch letter. There we go.
Okay, hold that, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Did it surprise you to learn that Charlie Kirk was shot and killed by a white supremacist, one of his own?
Not at all. I wasn't hoping that it was one of us, but if I would be honest, I knew it wasn't one of us because of the area that he was in. and that individual would have stood out before he even got up on the roof.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dude, what you say?
And Sean, that's what I always be saying too. When I be seeing mass shooting, I be like, hope it ain't a black person. But most likely it's always gonna be a white person because they get more easy access to guns. Their parents have them, and they big on teaching their kids how to shoot. Not that there's something wrong with it, but I think at a certain age, you shouldn't be trying to teach no 8-year-old kid or 7 or 6-year-old kid how to, shoot a rifle. I think you should wait until at least they're of age, at least 12, 13 years old. At least that they got the mind state that it's used for hunting, not for nothing else.
Killers in training.
In another world, Timmy, I would agree with you, but we in 2025.
Right.
Dude, what you say?
Well, I'm gonna go even further. They weren't even surprised. That's why the governor said he prayed for 33 hours that it wasn't one of theirs. Because they all knew. They all knew. He prayed for 33 hours that it wasn't one of their own.
And I guess God didn't answer that prayer.
Exactly. Because you know why? He's not answering them no more. He's answering us now.
The
Anytime they
chickens came
talk like
home to
that, it would
roost.
Hold on, guys.
yeah. See, everybody talks about the Bible, Greg, but they don't want to talk about that part. The part when it gets down to nitty gritty. There's going to be some shit happening.
All right, I'm gonna
Well,
stay.
they purposely leave that out, because like I said, they be trying to use it to their advantage and brainwash people to get empty their damn pockets.
All right, guys, we'll try to get to these last three questions. All right, let me see. I think I'll go with this one. Will Charlie Kirk's death render him a hero or a martyr? Let's go with Timmy. 60 seconds. That's all you're getting. Let's go.
He ain't either one of them. He's just gonna be another stupid motherfucker that was spewing hate and somebody shut his ass up.
Okay. Patsy, what do you say? Will he be remembered as an American hero or a martyr?
Well, if Trump has anything to do with it, he might make him one or the other, if not both. But I hope to God that he's neither.
Okay. Duchess, what do you say?
I mean, they're already trying to make him into a martyr. Flags at half staff. A vigil in the Capitol.
Woo! White power. Robert, what do you say?
I don't need to add to that. I'm just going to say the women spoke.
Okay. Gregory, how do you feel?
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So, like, you got people going around criticizing George Floyd and saying he was a crackhead and a glorified one at that, because now he has a statue. You're going to have these people that are going to say, this goddamn guy was a scumbag, but they just might give the man a statue. You know why? Because we're in America.
Okay. Sean, what you say?
Sorry, question, please.
Okay. Will Charlie Kirk's death render him a American hero or a martyr?
Well, right now, it's like somebody else said it. If Trump has his way, he's gonna be an American hero.
Hmm. Okay. Um, dude, did I hear from you?
No.
All right, dude.
There, y'all must not be looking at their commercials, their Christian commercials they got. They trying to make this nigga a saint.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
like he's talking with Jesus right now. He got
I
his
thought he was
wings.
a saint before I
Hold
did
on,
my
Yeah,
hold
yeah,
research.
on.
you know what I'm trying to say?
He got 60 seconds. Go ahead, dude. Go
They
ahead.
trying to make him like he like they're really trying to they're trying to put him above Martin Luther King. That's all I'm saying, y'all.
Oh, wow.
That's what they're doing. They're trying to put him above Martin Luther King.
All right.
He ain't did half the shit that Martin Luther King did. That's a
Tanya,
damn sure.
what do you say, Tanya?
I'm gonna agree with some of what the panel said that they're trying to make him both actually, because Trump was talking about giving him the Medal of Freedom, and they trying to make him a martyr, a martyr. Am I saying that right? It doesn't sound
Yeah,
A
like it's
martyr,
modern.
coming
yeah.
out right.
It's
A
modern.
martyr.
By politicizing his death.
Okay. Stay right there, Tanya. And you guys, I'm gonna try to get through these last ones. So I really need you to keep it to because these are good questions, and I don't want to lose out on. I want everybody to answer it. Tanya, stay right there with me. According to research, mainstream media has a habit of protecting violent white offenders, but they do not do the same when it comes to black people. 60 seconds, 60 seconds.
It's true.
Okay, that's easy. Patsy, you believe you true or false? Do you agree with that statement or disagree?
Um, I agree that they actually are going to make that, like, they protect white criminals as opposed to black criminals. Black want to do is however you want to put it. That they are protecting the white shooters opposed to white black shooters.
Mm-hmm. Duchess, what you say?
It's true. Just like even you called him a young man. Why don't you call him a thug like they do to us?
Oh, we can call him a thug if that's what y'all want to do. Like I said, right
Well,
now
you
the
call him a
gloves is
young
off.
man, and they tend to adultify our children or young adults, and they infantize theirs.
A lunatic thug.
Mm-hmm. Or an animal.
Can I
Yeah.
jump in? Kiana said something real key. The way that she gave you credit or acknowledged how you called him a young man and how they would call us this, that, the other. This is the reason why they're scared of something that they have no reason to be scared of because we'll never be what they ever were.
Mm-hmm.
We'll never treat them the way that they treated us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rob,
Sorry.
hold on.
Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. But the Bible said they're gonna get double for their trouble. So that means a double ass whooping. So that means worse than us. That's all I'm saying.
But
All
but
right.
we have our hands in the air. This is not our fight. This is his fight.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go.
So
Mm-hmm.
can I take that as your answer, dude, and Sean as your answer?
Yes, sir.
Robert,
True.
Gregory,
I lost the question.
G, you gotta pay attention, my brother. The question is, why is it that mainstream media has the tendency of protecting white violent offenders as opposed to black so-called violent offenders? I'm just gonna say violent offenders because that's what they say. Go ahead.
Yeah, because you can compare the little boy that got Burger King after he shot up the church to Breonna Taylor getting shot because of whatever type of complaint that they had going into this young lady's house for her
Mm.
boyfriend. You get what I'm saying? So when you see stuff like that, it's just happening in multiple areas in different aspects, even with sports. Like you'll have a black dude on trial for the same thing as a white QB or something, and they're getting ridiculed totally different and having different charges, different times slapped at them, and it's just crazy to even think that there's a comparison between the two races.
All right, question number 11, Gregory. According to research, the FBI was offering a reward in the amount of $100,000 for anybody that could help assist in the capture of the murderer. Since his father urged him to turn himself in, should the father receive said reward? 60 seconds.
Did the father actually urge him to turn himself in, or is he just a piece of shit KKK member that seen that come across the TV and said, "Whoa, I want that prize"? The fuck?
Robert, what you say?
Like I said, I think listen. Yeah, he's gonna get the money. He's gonna get the money. He's gonna get the money, and that's all I gotta say.
Patsy, what do you say? Should the father receive the reward, seeing that he urged him to turn himself in?
More than likely he will if he actually turned the kid in. And if he gets out of jail, gets only a few years sentencing for what he did. Dad said, "Look it, I'm gonna set you up a trust. So when
Billy,
you
you
get
gonna do some time, boy.
a portion of this money, let's do this."
Oh, sound like the sweetest payoff.
Tanya, what you say?
I say that the father went to their priest or pastor, and the pastor to have him talk to the son, and so the pastor talked the son into turning himself in, and so that the church can get the money.
Okay. What you say, King?
So I don't think he should get the money. But who am I to say? That's a good thought though, Tanya, that the church gets the money. But I already think that people got paid in advance, so
Yeah.
It's the payoff.
Aged.
This is the completion of the payoff. Sean, what do you say?
I'm in agreement with what Sister T said, and I like the last statement that Sister K just made.
Okay. Timmy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and say that, hey, money doesn't discriminate. I've seen it happen plenty of time where families turn in and got the money and lived it up off of turning somebody in.
Okay. We're going to the last question. Has political violence become the norm for American politics? Timmy, 60 seconds.
Is it the norm?
Yep.
No. It's happening more because of the president and his rhetoric, which is giving the okay to come out and act crazy and be violent about it and feel like they have no type of repercussions for their actions.
Okay. Thank you for your participation. You can mute your phone. Patsy, same question. Has political violence become the norm of American politics?
I would say it's becoming more and more the norm. Should it be that way? No.
Okay. Thank you for your participation. You can mute your phone. Robert, what do you say?
It shouldn't be the norm, but we're seeing more and more of it because we got what do they call those people that run a circus. The man that's always out there
The
got the animal,
ringmaster.
the ring, yes, and that's what's going on. The circus is being run by your president.
Okay. Thank you for your participation. You can mute your phone. G Money.
Well, I'm gonna say stick up their ass and call them a candy apple. I reckon so.
Wow.
Shit. You've been true to form all night.
And listen, since back in the day, since our country is ran off of violence and civilization and politics all go one in one. It's always been that way, hand in hand. People been shooting people that's making political speeches since I can't remember. I mean, go back and get history books and read this.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Let's see how we gonna do this. Tanya,
Yep.
has political violence now become the norm for American politics?
It shouldn't be the norm, but the minute that he pardoned all of those January 6th, it was open season.
Okay.
Ooh.
Dude, what do you say?
It was prominent in the 60s, but now it's getting back up there. And it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. Because these people, they're starving, they're getting hungry. Like I said, people can't deal. I'm not being funny. Y'all gotta understand what I'm saying. People can't deal with pressure like we can. So if they ain't getting their way, they're gonna start snapping. And one of the reasons too, why Homeboy was popped too, is to keep. They were losing momentum. The whole thing was losing momentum. They had to get momentum again, and he was a sacrifice for that momentum. Because no one wants to challenge us. No one. Everyone was afraid to challenge us. No one was calling us out. Nothing they were doing was working. They're trying to gain momentum, and this is what this all is about. Them gaining momentum. They want
And
us
they're
to get
not
all
talking
mad.
about Epstein.
Yep.
Epstein's gone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Epstein who? That's what they want you to say.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you for your participation. Duchess, you with us?
I am.
Okay, so the question is, has political violence become the norm for American politics?
I don't want to say it's become the norm, but it is parallel with politics. Like it's not happening every week or every day, but it has been happening for the last. I mean, shit. I mean, people have taken out presidents, so 60s.
Mm-hmm.
What about Abraham? The 1800s.
Oh well, that's true too. So I mean, it's they're almost hand in hand in a way, but I don't want to say it's the norm, but it's not an anomaly.
Okay. All right, thank you for your participation. Sean, last question of the night. Has political violence become the norm for American politics?
Political violence is what got this country started. There has been political violence way before our time. We're just hearing about different shootings. When I know what your question is, but I look at political violence as anything that is detrimental or physically harmful, mentally harmful to someone who stands up against something that any party disagrees with. And we've been witnessing political violence all of our lives. We just haven't heard about it all like this. It's not just when somebody gets shot and killed. It's any type of attack. That's what I call political violence.
Yeah.
Come on, Sean.
That's a good one, Sean.
I'm snapping my fingers like we had a poetry meeting.
Okay, you got more?
I have something to say.
All right.
I think the reason, well, I mean, it's not the reason. The reason why Charlie Kirk went after children is because they're impressionable and they don't know any better. So if you can mold the minds of children early, they're likely to follow as adults.
That's good. That's good.
Like that.
And that's exactly what me and Sean said earlier. They would have been worse than Trump followers because he had them from their young minds. He would have programmed them.
Yeah.
Right. The Pied Piper.
All right.
I just want to add that in the end, God's gonna have the final say.
Always.
Amen.
All right, so let me end this as we started it. All right. It is a tragedy that someone's lost their life. Don't matter if it was Charlie or anybody else. This mass shooting, these crimes of any type of nature where you are robbing someone of their life, it's not a good thing. But listen up, white America, because this is going to help you grow. I'm going to tell you something that you don't want to hear, but you need to beware. Beware, because these are the monsters that you created. You did this. You planted the seed. You gave it water. You made sure it got sunshine so it can grow. Now, you're going to have to deal with it, because we already know how to deal with it. Because like y'all said, we killing each other every day, meaning black people. So now we get to sit back and watch y'all do it to one another on the grand stage. But don't get it twisted. Right is right and wrong is wrong. God bless y'all. This has been a Still a Man podcast. See you next week.